What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Prison Break Resurrection Season 1, Episode 7, Wine Dark Sea. So, yeah, I kind of wish it didn't go this way, but we find out that apparently Jacob is Poseidon in this episode, and so it's all about, Sarah, she comes to save Michael because he's been poisoned. She manages to save him, but Michael, looking through some pictures, sees Jacob and realizes, oh crap, Poseidon, he's married you, and now you're in danger, and Mike's in danger, and oh no, what are we gonna do? The reason that I don't really like this is it makes it way too simple. And first of all, once again, the Prison Break formula rearing its ugly head in the whole, oh, you can totally trust Jacob. Oh no, wait, you can't. Teabag has a picture of him talking to these agents. Oh no, you can totally trust him. He just found them and was talking to them and told them to stay away from you. Oh no, turns out you can't trust him in the end. I hate that. I hate to say it, but I hate it now. I've seen it so many times in the original show, in the original Prison Break. That happened every single time. You could trust somebody, but then you couldn't. But then you could, but then you couldn't. It just went back and forth. It felt like it was becoming a cliche. And now it is a cliche. I mean, it's just, as soon as Teabag took the picture of Jacob and the two agents, I thought to myself, okay, let me guess. She's going to ask him about it. He's going to come up with a good excuse to make us all think, oh, okay, he's okay. And then we're going to find out later that he actually is a bad guy. That's exactly what happened, because that's just what this show does. And if they did it every now and then, that would be one thing, but every single character has gone through this at some point. Like, I'm surprised they haven't done this with Sucre yet. Like, all of a sudden, the army comes to attack them, the SEALs come in and attack them, and we come to find out that apparently Sucre sold them out or somehow. Like, I don't know, I expected them to do that, because that's just what the show does all the time. It's like, can't you come up with anything different? And on top of that, another thing that makes this frustrating is that takes away all of the emotional, like, I don't even know what the right word is. It's not like emotional baggage. It's almost like it takes away any decisions. Like, could you imagine, just imagine for a second, Jacob actually turns out to be a good guy. What does that mean for Sarah now? I mean, Michael's still alive. It's the man she loved. It's the man that she had a son with. He's still alive. We find out he's being set up for all this stuff, which means he still is the man that she loves. But Jacob is still, he's been there for her. He's been there to help her raise Mike, to help her through this tough time without Michael. What do you do then? How do you solve that? But to keep from any hard decisions, to keep from her having to decide between a good guy and another good guy, no. Jacob's just going to be a bad guy now. He is now Poseidon. Takes away all of the emotional decision there. It's simple. She goes back to Mike. Now Jacob's the bad guy. That's it. It's so easy now, and I hate that. I hate that they made it so easy for us. Now we know who to root for. Now we know who we want Sarah to end up with, because he's a bad guy now. Problem solved. It's kind of frustrating. So aside from that, though, the rest of this episode wasn't that bad. I mean, we see Sucre does return, and he's easily my favorite character in the Prison Break series. I mean, I don't know what it is about him. He's just funny. Like, even when they're questioning him later, and the captain's like being a total dick to him, he's like punching him. He's like, I always thought you were a loser. You're a terrible worker. Shut up, you Mexican, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he calls him a Mexican. Sucre manages to break free of his restraint, stands up. Captain looks his way, bam, knocks him out. I'm Puerto Rican. So that's Sucre right there for you. So it was nice to see him return. The whole thing on the ship was pretty interesting. The captain turning against him yet again, a Prison Break formula. Oh yeah, the captain, he's not a great guy, but if you pay him off, he'll give you a ride home. And then all of a sudden the thing prints out. It's like, oh no, the captain turned on him. How could he? So the SEALs show up, called in by the Poseidon agents, and they're searching through the ship. They managed to corner him, but not before. I don't really know what happens. It seems like they got him cornered in the room, and then all of a sudden they throw tear gas in. And so that causes the captain to flip out, like, oh no, tear gas is going to ruin all my stuff. And then Sucre starts telling him about this crate that has all these ammunition. And so the guys leave, Sucre knocks the captain out, and I guess he sets the navigation to go somewhere else. And so because of that, all the SEALs are like, oh, well, then we should leave. Okay, I mean, I understand the reasoning is like they don't want to cause an international incident by having American soldiers on Algerian, I think is where they're heading, Algerian waters or something like that. It was going to spark some sort of international event, so they pulled them all out. But at the same time, it's like, didn't you have them cornered? You know, like, couldn't you just go in, shoot them, and then leave? Like, what was the point of just, oh, we're just going to leave now, even though we had them cornered for a second? I don't really understand. But as it is, the two Poseidon agents say, hey, let's call in a favor. So they call somebody, have them send a missile towards the ship to blow it up. And so Michael and the gang grab, I guess, some sort of raft, toss it off the ship, and jump in to the water right before the missile hits and blows the ship up. So that's pretty much it as far as their story. We see Sarah's trying to keep Mike safe, so she calls that her friend Heather again to help her out. So she asks her to go get Mike from his friend's house, and she gets out her gun and she's like pretending that, you know, everything's fine with Jacob, but apparently he sees through her completely. So she goes and gets her gun, points it at him, and then he's just, you know, everything's completely fine for him. Like, he's talking so calmly that you can tell he had something in place. And so sure enough, he tells her, you know, your plan with Heather didn't work. And yeah, now we see that one of the agents shows up with a gun pointed at Heather and at Mike. So clearly that's not that's not good. Don't know exactly what the plan is with Mike. I don't know if Jacob's just going to see him as a bargaining chip, or if he's actually going to try to protect him because he sees himself as kind of his father. There was one point in the middle of the episode. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Let me try to compose my thoughts because I don't want to get all like frustrated and heated about this. But it is kind of frustrating whenever a scene happens and then it does not get explained. So Mike's in the backyard and he's playing around with some sort of like flying drone type thing. He looks over and sees Jacob sitting at his computer. I assume he's talking to the agents. But then he like he's going to get his little drone thing out of the trees, and he's going to pick it up, and all of a sudden somebody comes and grabs him. So I was like, oh, holy crap, who grabbed him? You know, wait, what does this mean? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, if Jacob is the bad guy that we realize he is, then why is he grabbing Mike? Like, who's grabbing Mike? One of the Poseidon agents shouldn't grab Mike because, wait, what? And then, like 10 minutes later, Jacob's talking to one of his agents, and all of a sudden Mike comes running in. And she's like, was that Mommy? And she's like, yes, it was. Who grabbed him? Why? What? You're seriously not going to bring that up? It's just, oh, somebody grabbed him. That's it. That's all you need to know. Somebody grabbed him, and then he's completely fine. I mean, maybe it'll get explained. Maybe it was somebody talking to him saying, hey, don't trust your dad. Maybe they replaced Mike with like a robot duplicate somehow. Somebody want to explain what happened? Because I don't know. They didn't explain anything. That just came out of nowhere, never got explained, never got talked about again, and we're moving on. So, I don't know. Overall, the episode wasn't bad. It was still fun at times, it was still intense at times, but it just falls into so many cliches that I remember from the original show. It's almost like it's not trying to be its own thing. You know, I talked about, in the past few episodes, I talked about how it was kind of interesting to see this time he's not just breaking out of prison, he's trying to escape the country. I mean, that's on a whole nother scale. It's in the middle of a civil war. He's being targeted by these people because he killed their leader. I mean, that's a big step up from just, oh, we're breaking out of prison. You know, it's not just prison break, it's country break. So it sounded like it was going to be very intense, but now that they've gotten out of the country, it's kind of going through the same stuff. You know, you can't trust this guy, you can't trust this guy, but you can trust this guy. Oh, never mind, you can't trust. They need to figure out what they're trying to do here. You know, is this just going to be I saw there are only 9 episodes this season, which means 2 away from the finale. Is this just going to be a way to give Michael a happy ending with Sarah? Is that all this is? They're just trying to find a way to bring him back to Sarah, make sure he's still alive, make sure they get to live the rest of their life together. Is that all this is supposed to be? Because if that's the case, why waste all the first 6 episodes in this random country trying to break out of prison and trying to get out of the country, and now it's done. Now we've got 3 more episodes left to rush through an ending where they stop Poseidon, Michael gets to live, and they live happily ever after. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and I feel like they're really trying to rush through this when they could have taken their time and given us a good, well thought out season instead of just, oh, we want Michael to have a happy ending, so let's just give him a happy ending. So yeah, I do have some problems with this. I hope some things get explained, and I hope that ultimately this season does not end on a cheesy, happy-go-lucky ending. I want it to actually have some sort of meaning aside from just we're just trying to give Michael and Sarah a happy ending. Because I understand some people have probably been begging for that. Some of the fans of the original show are probably just like, how could you kill Michael? He and Sarah belong together. How could you just kill him off? But life happens. It's what life is. Sometimes things do not work out for the best. So if you're trying to say, oh, things do work out for the best, and that's all this show is supposed to be, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. You could have given us something much more intense. This isn't it. So that's about it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on this episode? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Prison Break reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.